morning. The topic that correspond to us laws and regulation. Then my group is for Laura Daniela Hernandez, Sharon Dayan Peña Tijaro, Nestor Santiago Romero, and Carol Barrios. So in the introduction, in this video, we will talk about the laws and regulation of people with disability in education. We talk about the roles that they must have be obligation. Sign this is to plain in laws and describes by the Higgins intents of the country. This is why we will talk about most important laws and there was as physical education will serves use of professional life. For now, we will start talking about these laws and describe the core of these populations.
We will start with the follow laws and decrees that have to do with the fundamental right to education. Decree 2177 of 1808 feet standards aspect of education reduction and labor regulation. Law 115 of 1994, General Education Ley, Chapter 1 of Title 3, Article 46 to 49, provide for education for people with limitation or exceptional capacities, which states that education for these groups is an integral part of the public education service article 46 and that the state will support the institutions and will promote programs and experience oriented to the adequate educational attention article 47. Ley 119 of 1994, which retrieves the Senate in its Article 3, numeral 9, states as one of its objects to organize professional readaptation program for disabled people. Decree 1860 of August 3, 1994, which partly regulates the Ley 105 of 1994 in the general pedagogical and organizational aspects for the provision of the public educational service and establish the general aspect of the institutional educational project PAI. Decree 369 of 1994 modify the structure and function of the National Institute for the Blind.
Okay, so for the next part, I'm going to talk about the laws, decrees, and articles. So first, Law 1620 of 2013 creates the national system of school consistency and training. Also, give me a second, please. Also, for the exercise of human rights, education for the sexuality, and the prevention of the mitigation of school violence. Another decree 114 of January 15 in 1996 regulates the creation, organization, and operation of non-formal education programs and institutions. The next decree 709 of April 17, of 1996 established the general regulations for the development of educator training programs and create the conditions for their professional improvement. Also, a decree 2082 of November 18 of 1996 regulate the educational attention for people with limitations or with exceptional abilities or talent. And finally, a decree 1336 of 1997 approved agreement number 960034 of December 12th of 1996, which established the internal structure of the National Institute for Blind, that is INCI, and determines the functions of its dependence.
Okay. Decree 28 2 of in 1996, regular educational attention for persons with limitation of their capacities in development, of with the correspond to the gradual coverage plan of educational attention for people with limitation of exceptional capacities was formulated. The next, Decree 2369 of in the 1997 provides recommendation for the care of people with early limitations. Next, Decree 3011 of in 1997 of the adaptation of institutions in basic and secondary education programs for adults with limitations. And next, Decree 1509 of August 4 in 1998, which party regulates Decree 369 of in 1994 and dictates other provisions regarding service and attention to the visually impaired in education, health, and work. General produces for the of the representative of the President of the Republic to the Board of Direction of INCI and the provisions exercise of supervisions and monitoring to be carried out by INCI in relation of the entities and organization for the blinder and entities for the blind types visually impaired population. The next 752 relates of in the 1998 to education of the children and sing loungers.
Clinical standard 45 and 95 establish requirements for planning and the special physical design of new school facilities, welcoming the use of accessibility, safety, and comfort. The technical standard 45 and 86 establish requirements for the design and development of the comprehensive system of science in education institutions, which contribute to the safe and easy orientation of user with them and provides for the use of SIN for the people with disabilities. Uh, Includes education, use will be discussed in interweb from Article 1 to 12 as follows. The Article 1 and the objective. Um, the objective of the personal life is to promote of it inclusive education and the individual development of children, adolescents, and young people with specific learning deserve from early childhood to secondary education in the public and private institution in the country. The Article 2 definition the four purpose of this law and specific learning disorder is understood as true difficulties associated with the capacity of the child, adolescent, or young person to receive, process, analyze, or memorize information. Development problems in the process of reading, arithmetic calculations, and even difficulties in the architects of kneeling, new skill, and abilities typical of the process and school performance of the child, adolescent, or your person or people. The Article 3 teachers quality and training. The Minister of National Education school establishes the orientations and guidelines for the education secretaries to define and implement territorial training plans in accordance with the needs of their educators and the learning of students with a specific learning disorders.
So, next Article 4, charterions, the territorial entities in coordination with the national government shall facilitate the diagnosis of case of specific learning disorders in elementary and mid-school students. Next, Article 5, so enrollment information system, the Minister of National Education shall establish an special and determined category with within the enrollment information system for the registration of students with specific learning disorders. Mm, Article 6, the attention of afforded by the education system to students with specific learning disorders shall not be individualist of exclusive, but shall permit the lack and permanence in the regular classroom through tools and strategies that consider particular characteristics of the children, adolescents, or young people that favor academic and social performance, and therefore successful teaching learning dynamic support by all members of the education community to which the student belongs.
Okay, so for the next part, the article number 7 says incorporation of inclusive education in the institutional educational program, PEI. The Ministry of National Education will promote and accompany, in agreement with the territorial entities, certificate in education, the incorporation of strategies that favor inclusive education in the institutional education projects, PEI. Article number 8, accompaniment at home. The Ministry of National Education small provide the orientations and guidance to the territorial entities certificate in education so that in articulation with the educational establishments pedagogical accompaniment it's provide to parents car- car- caregivers or personal assistants of students with specific learning disorders, with the objective to giving continuity at home on the educational strategies designed for them, and thus guaranteeing the effectiveness of their educational process. And the article number 9, responsibility of a Colombian Institute of Family Welfare, ACBF, as long as the law doesn't design a different agency or entity, it will be the responsibility of the Colombian Institute of Family Welfare, ICBF, to continue the initial education attention to early childhood children with specific learning disorders under the guidance and orientations issued by the Ministry of National Education of the competent entity.
Okay, Article 10, Autorización. Autoriza the national government through the Ministry of National Education and the Family Welfare Institute, ICBF, to make the necessary but hearty appropriations to comply with the provisions of the law. Article, Article 11. Regulation. Within a term not exceeding 12 months, the Minister of National Education shall regulate the provision of the present law. Article 12. Validity and repeals. The present law is in force as of its promulgation and repeals and provisions contrary to it.
Okay, and for finally, this project is due to understand that of kind of people when we wanna make with of a community of these people that with the special conditions. So to conclude, we have to take into account all of these laws, decrees, and articles in case we want to know more about the rights of this type of people with disabilities to interact, understand their environment, and how we can adapt everything to make it more adapt and inclusive for all people, recognizing and knowing everything that protects and facilitates this population for the common good. So thank you so much for listening to us and see you the next class.